I think you know that you're ready to scale if you are actually generating revenue in the first place. You actually feel that you've got some systems in place. So you've been doing this for a little while. The same thing seems to be working over and over again. So you can start to see patterns. So it's always going to be chaotic in a startup. I don't think the startup world ever is not chaotic, but you've started to see some patterns, you've started to see some familiarity, and you're starting to get traction and some success with some similar things. Then I think you're onto a winning formula, you've got some level of consistency, so then you can bring people in so you can start to systematize the whole business and start to scale up.
There are 3 boxes you need to tick. The first is you've got what they call product market fit. What that means in layman's terms is there are lots of customers who've shown they will spend money on your product. It's basically what it means. In other words, you're solving problems they value being solved, and they're willing to spend money having it solved, and you've proved it over and over again. Secondly, you've got a scalable business model. That means the way that you get that product to the customer or service, the way that you get your inputs into your business, whether it's talent or raw materials, whatever it is, all of those things, you can scale them by 100 times your current scale, and your business won't break. The third box you need to tick is you have scalable funding. If your business requires a huge amount of funding and no one will invest in you, you can't scale your business. If your business is self-funding, you can scale it. If your business needs a huge amount of equity and only debt funders will fund you, and only after you have equity and no one will put in equity, you can't scale your business. So you've got to have scalable funding, and that if your funding is only going to take you a year and you plan to grow for 5 or 10 years, you've got to know how you're going to get money again in a year's time. So you've got to have a scalable funding model, and those are the 3 boxes you need to tick. And when you can tick all 3, you're ready to scale.
Like we often say, don't scale mess. Make sure your business is clean, make sure you know what you're doing is right, and that your customers are actually valuing you, and that you've now done it consistently a few times so that you are ready to scale.